Hi, so I just did the charades for response post 2 with my mom, and it was not easy, that's for sure. Because after we were done, she said, you need to play more charades, and maybe some Pictionary too. And I agree with her. Probably the easiest thing to do was in the first question or the first charade, like scenario, I guess, would be, I lost my textbook yesterday, can I borrow yours? The easiest out of that, like in that, was this, like, cause like this, and I mean my hand's a little janky, but that's fine, like this could mean textbook. And then the second part, the easiest thing for her to guess was, I'm so excited because I jumped up and down. I would say the most difficult part was in the first one. I lost. It took her forever to figure out that I was trying to say I lost. She got the I part because I pointed at myself, but she didn't get the lost part because I did this. And then I didn't know what else to do, so I just did this. And she's like, I see. And then I like scratched my head, and she's like, I think. And I said, no. So then I finally went like this, and she got it. So it took her a little while to get that. In the nursing part, like in the second one for the nursing job, it probably took her the hardest thing to get job. Because job is just a hard word to charade, I think. Or personally, in my opinion. And usually when someone thinks job, they think work. So then they like screw, like, not screw up, but they, what's the word I'm looking for? They like, they associate work with job. So then they think work instead of job. So that was probably the hardest thing for her to get, but she got it. And, yeah, again, after we were done, she said I needed to play more, charades and more Pictionary and that sort of stuff. And you would think that I would have this stuff down because I'm into theater and I've been doing that stuff for a long time, but apparently I don't. That's okay though, not a big deal. I think the reason that some of it was easier than the rest of it, I think, was because it was just the simple stuff, like the pointing to myself, that just made sense. First she said me, but then after I pointed to myself again, she said I. And then again, the textbook, like that's just how you make a book. I about almost grabbed a book from somewhere upstairs in our house. I about almost grabbed a book and pointed at it. But like I didn't want to, that's like not the point of charades. And then I would say, again, the I'm so excited part in the second charade scenario was again an easy thing for her to guess. I think the reason why those two things were easier than others is because of the fact that they are just simple. They're not hard and you don't have to think about it really that much. It might take you a couple tries, but it's not something that you really have to think about and use your, like, continue to think about, and you don't have to like use your head. You just get it right away because, why not? But anyways, yeah, that was playing charades with her, and it was very, very interesting, that's for sure. Hi, so first off, welcome to the toy room. And this is where I'm going to film most of the examples that I'm going to give. So this first example that I'm going to give is the nonverbal communication known as silence. These next two examples deal with proximities and personal space. That is that nonverbal communication style or type, as the textbook says. These next examples deal with the nonverbal communication of time. Next nonverbal type of communication is the kinesics, I think is how you say it. It's the one where you use motions and movements with our hands, our face, and our body in general. The next type of nonverbal communication is called paralanguage. It is the nonverbal communication type that doesn't use any words, but uses sound. I guess technically I would say last two because this is the last thing I'm filming, but these next examples, they deal with the physical appearance of nonverbal communication. I'm going to show two different things. They show like the physical appearance of a person.